Okay, well, it's about 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m., and it's Wednesday, the 15th of September 2020. So I've had a really, really manic day. I'm really sort of stressed out because I've been working all day with things like learning about Zoom, learning about broadcasting, lots of stuff. More on that in a minute. Here's a few tricks of the trade. They're not exactly shortcuts and they're not cheating, but they're little bits, snippets, if you like, of astrological advice that give you a little bit of an edge. So, let's start with Saturn. If you've got a chart where you've got a nice, gentle, easy Saturn, where you're good at handling responsibility and authority, and you've got a fairly stable life, so you want to use Saturn in a positive way, then you can just get on with things and generally you'll be all right. If you've got a difficult Saturn in your chart, then it's much harder for you to get ahead in life, especially when you're under 40. The more challenging a Saturn is in your horoscope, the more likely you are to be successful in the second half of life. Easy Saturns get ahead when they're younger. More difficult Saturns get ahead when they're older. When it comes to relationships, Saturn's really, really important. I know the textbooks won't tell you this. But on the one hand, if, say, one person's Saturn is on the other person's Mars or opposite the other person's moon, then yeah, there's going to be problems. There's going to be a natural clash between the responsibility and maturity of one person and the emotional and perhaps physical side of the other person. But if Saturn in one person's chart is on or opposite the other person's ascendant or midheaven, then that's a different case. That will work. It's like when you look at synastry, the comparison of two charts together to see what works and what doesn't, whether it's personal and intimate, friend, family, social, professional, the comparing of two people's charts. You can do it with individuals in a country as well to a lesser extent. Certainly, if you're looking at personal and intimate relationships and you find that they've both got Venus and Mars in the same gender of signs, such as fire and air or earth and water, and especially if they're in the same element, fire, earth, air and water, then there's going to be a kind of chemistry there that clicks. Even better, if the moons are in the same sign or at least the same element, there will be an ease of flow. It will be natural, organic, easy to work with. If you find that you're going out with someone or working with someone who's got the moon in the same sign as you or the same element as you, it's going to be easy. You're not going to get on each other's nerves. You're going to find that 2 and 2 equals 5 and that it works together really well. There's other things as well. There's like, for example, when it's new moon or full moon, you take advantage of these. Now, with everybody, if you're working on a full moon, if it's a full moon, then it's in your interest to bring things to a close. It's a time to wrap things up, to culminate, even if that full moon doesn't affect you. Whereas a new moon is obviously a really good time to start. Now, this isn't new. This has been known for millennia. There's also the void moon. The void moon is a relatively recent thing in astrology. It's only really been around since the 70s. And it talks about when the moon in the sky makes its last aspect to a planet before it leaves the sign, and then that gap between that moment and the time that it moves into the next sign. That's when the moon is void, of course. It can be anywhere. It can be 2 minutes long. It can be 24 hours long, and it's different every time. And the moon changes every 2.5 days. On average, over a 10-year period, the moon is void for about 5 hours every 2.5 days over a 10-year period. Sometimes it's a lot longer, sometimes it's a lot shorter. So it's fair to say that the moon is void about 8 or 9% of the time. And yet, only 1 to 2% of people are born on a void moon. That's something I haven't worked out yet. Now, just because a moon is void, when a moon is void, things aren't going to work out the way you expect or the way you plan. So I ask myself, why am I launching my new students teaching course on a void moon at 5 p.m. UK time tomorrow, when the moon will be at the end of Virgo? It'll be around 28, 29 degrees of Virgo. Well, this is one of the tricks of the trade. Where I am in London, for a period of between 10 to 5 and about 10 past 5, the ascendant will be at the very end of Capricorn, and with Saturn on the ascendant. So I'll be launching my website, my new teaching course, when the moon will be trining the ascendant. Now, this isn't strictly playing by the rules, and it's probably not going to go the way I expect. And I've spent all day trying to upgrade my tiny little brain about Zoom technology and all different types of applications and ways of communicating. So I've got this course starting tomorrow, and I want it to be good. It's bound to screw up a little bit, but I'll get there in time. As it is, I'm going to be closing applications for this beginner's course in astrology tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. UK time. So if you're not on it by then it's not going to be happening, and you'll have to wait until I do the next module, which will be on planets and aspects and things like that in January. There's a lot of little different tricks and ways of making astrology not work for you, but work with you. And hopefully, over the coming few months, as I'm doing this course, I'll be able to repeat some of these tricks in the daily YouTube videos. So stay tuned, and I'll try and sort of not just explain how astrology works, but hopefully make you aware just a little bit of some of the kind of, if I say magic, it's a very loose, derogatory, commonly used term. But there is an energy when you use astrology at the daily level for yourself and with yourself, when you work with it. It gives you an enhanced understanding of the energy interaction between down here and up there. And with that comes a different perceptive way of seeing the world. Not better, not worse, but different. And anything that's different gives you an edge. There is a little bit of magic, to be honest. Catch you later, world. Bye.